G'day mate and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included with me, JD. So, we're going to slow the game speed down so I can talk whilst these guys are flat out doing things. Room bonus. Oh, we got a barracks. Oh, because I didn't dig out the top tiles, because even with the spike in there, it's still the right size. Good. So, this series is going to be a little bit different to normal series, like Factorio. It will run on the channel when it runs. I'm not promising daily episodes. I'm not even promising weekly episodes. I'm sure there'll be some weeks where I get 3 episodes done. There'll be other weeks I probably won't get any done. It just is what it is. And the main reason I'm putting that out now is just because, like I said, people are going to want to know. And secondly, Oxygen Not Included, I love the game. But for me, it's not as much of a priority as the Factorio content. Because I know you all you all much prefer Factorio. Or at least most of the people on my channel do. So we're going to stick to Factorio as much as possible. And research-wise, just because I clicked it, we're going to get the job board and the water cooler. The job board will let us assign specialized tasks to our dupes, which will be very, very important for getting them upgraded and into better traits and better specialization. At the same time, we'll get a water cooler, which is one of the new perks for them, and lets them give, as it says, downtime and increase their morale, which will offset some of the stresses they get from having, really, really hard jobs. We also need, now we've unlocked it, some algae deodorizers. So we're going to need a number of these, which will convert algae and water at a set rate, algae 300, water 300, right, into oxygen. Now, it also consumes carbon dioxide. So we actually want to get these guys all the way down here. And no, we need to plan a few things out. So yeah, series is going to run as often as it runs. That's pretty much where I'm going to leave that. I don't know how often it's going to run. It will be what it will be. So I need to start planning stuff out. So if we make this, whoops, wrong button. If we make this area another room, another corridor, another whatever you want to call it, then this we already know is our bathroom toiletry area. It means technically the next one would be right below that. Not that I actually know if I want one there. And then this would be the next one. So that's what I actually want to know. I want to know where is our next room size going to be. And the answer is right here. And then the next one would be technically one lower. Germs are fine. Temperature. We're starting to get a bit warm when we get down here. So that's one of the things that traps us in early game. We have a heat issue the further we explore out, and we also have a germ issue. Now, some of these are fine, but like 700,000 germs will cause us hassles. So we've got to be very, very careful when we start digging out further and further. We're going to watch for both heat and germs. We're going to get rid of that. We are going to do a priority 6 right here. And I will actually take this one down 1 block lower. Ladder, priority 6. So this will end up becoming our new CO2 sink, for lack of a better term. We want priorities. So these are all 4. That's a 4. That's a 5. That's a 6. That's a 6. This is all a 6. That's all a 6. We want to set that to a 4. We don't need that yet. We do want a fluorine down here. And I don't want to dig this guy up. I want it harvested first. And then when it's harvested, I will dig him up properly. But yeah, we need somewhere to start making oxygen in a hurry, so we don't suffocate, because you can see carbon dioxide's already filled this area, yet we have oxygen down here, and it's, again, we just can't get the air to move fast enough. And And again, priority 6, we will dig that area out to increase airflow through that area. And we'll do the same here. We're just going to start like expanding the area out just to get a little bit better airflow through the area. Alright, what else? Research. We started the next research. Hopefully. That's priority 7, so hopefully... Who is it? Bill? Bill's the researcher. Get over here. Do some research. Now these gaps are going to cause them to have to jump, which will slow them down a little bit. There's nothing I can really do about that at the moment. And of course, tiles have a run speed of 25%. So again, that's going to be important. We want them to be able to move as fast as possible. We're going to tile in all of... Nope, we're going to tile in all of that. And because we're still in our starting biome, we haven't unlocked anything but sandstone. As I said, we need to recover that sandstone later, because it's a very, very good insulator. Properties, you can see heat capacity is low, thermal capacity is... I can't remember if that's good or bad, but I do know when you turn it into insulated tiles, it's actually quite good. I'm going to get rid of more of these stupid tip things. That's really all we can do at the moment. Yeah, we need these dug out. We need this done first, and then we need to dig out these things. Same time. Algae terrarium. Already 6. Where are doors going? Doors are going there. So I want algae terrariums in like so. And a little bit different for this round. I want a tile in there, which we'll understand later on when we get a few more things up and running. Research is ticking along. Dupes are ticking along. We've got another dupe in 2.1 cycles. Oh, that was the other thing. Naming convention. So, for this series, because it is featured on YouTube and on Twitch, I will be taking names of both Twitch subscribers and YouTube members, supporters. I can't remember what Google's changed the term to, or YouTube's changed the term to. But I'll be taking those people's... so I don't muck this up. Actually, priority 1. Priority 1 will never get done. Same as priority 1 will never get done. I am going to take those people's names, and they can become duplicates, and they can attempt to survive their way through this base. Okay, so we're going to need food shortly. So at the moment I have a planter box, which works, but I prefer something better. We have meal preparation, which gives us farm tiles, which are actual tiles that we can build, that they can run on and have that move speed bonus, and they also have a positive decor. So we're going to grab those. And I'm now thinking, whoop, pause, cancel. I want the CO2 below. Cancel all that, cancel all that. I realised I did stuff wrong. Okay, so we've hit our first igneous rock. So we actually have a different resource we can build with now, which is this grey rock down here. We've got igneous rock, we've got granite, we've got obsidian, we've got a few different things we can build with. For the moment, I'm going to keep to our... I was going to keep. It didn't work. We started building with the other one. That's fine. I'm going to keep to our sandstone and put our algae terrariums in here instead. Sub-priority 4. Because frankly, they don't matter. I changed my mind, I did. Do you want those dug out at high priority? And so this will become our CO2 sink. This will become our oxygen generation, which means our CO2's got to fall all the way down, our oxygen's got to go all the way up. It is going to lead to problems, but, you know, it is what it is. And we also need to look at a permanent farm. Now, our farm can come down here. That's probably not actually a bad idea. We bring our farm down here. Harvest. Priority 9. Get more stuff ticked off. Yep, we've covered everything. We've got no power, so I need to actually up the priority on that. That can be deconstructed. And yes, there's no oxygen down here, so they're sort of building a little bit blind. Sub-priority, I do want the algae terrariums to also be a higher priority. Jebediah's. Oh, crap! Jebediah is really going to suffocate. Because he's built himself in and can't get out. Jeb, move. Run! Run, Jeb! Ooh, that would be bad. So, we need water delivered to these guys, and we need algae. Nobody's going to dig out this tile? Area's going to be busy doing these? Okay, fine. Do like that. But we can see we've got our first little pops of oxygen popping out. So that's a good start. It means we will start chewing through this water even faster. There's not a lot we can do about it. For early game, this is the most efficient way to produce oxygen. 36. I do want a tile in right there. And I want to change this to Pro 5 all the way across the front, all the way across the front. I want a bigger area to move gases back and forth, because I want the oxygen that's made down here to be able to flow out, and the carbon dioxide to flow in. Alright. Food. Okay, we want a ration box, and we want to put the ration box potentially all the way down here. We need to dig those out, guys. They've fallen on there and broken stuff. Dig it up. There we go. Alright, we're going to put the ration box. Temperature's not a problem over here. We're going to put the ration box in the hole in the wall, right there. With food, ration box, priority 9. Get it down here as well. And currently it is storing everything. But one of the issues we've got is it's unrefrigerated. And muck root and nutrition bars don't decay. They don't age. They don't go stale. But every other type of food does. So we want that, priority 9. We want this one down to priority 5. So the dupe should naturally move things from this one up here to this one down here. Because it's stored in a carbon dioxide environment, it's a sterile environment. Here we go, sterile atmosphere. Microbe destroying conditions prevent the food from decaying, so the food won't decay. This is currently in a sterile situation, but it's only because we've got too much carbon dioxide here. Eventually, the idea is that carbon dioxide will go away. So we now deconstruct that one, get it out of here. Our oxygen's being produced here, it should flow up. We just need to widen these out further. Dupes are busy doing things that we probably don't need. And we now have a compost heap, which is going to again be important. Problem is, where the hell do I want a compost heap? So compost heap turns polluted dirt into normal dirt. At the moment, where are we? Agricultural. Do we not have any polluted dirt yet? Oh, wow. Requires emptying. Okay, hang on. You move. Okay, so one toilet is full. As soon as it gets full, it then requires emptying. When it empties, it makes polluted dirt. Once we have polluted dirt, we then need to deal with polluted dirt, which is something I want to try to avoid for as long as possible. And I'm going to try to cheat the system by not disabling it as such, but I want to set to a priority. Actually, it's full, so we're going to disable it. We are going to actually disable it. And we'll get these ones built instead. So, oxygen's coming up, carbon dioxide's going down. The gases will fight with one another quite a lot, but we'll get there in the end. So I should be able to knock those tiles out and keep the room bonus, because the room bonus is something important. It's 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62... Did I miscount? 2, 4, 6. I think I miscounted. 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. Yeah, I miscounted. The whole door and everything needs to come over one more tile. Well, there you go. We'll just give it a low priority. It needs to be done. It's really not that important. Not at the moment, at least. And they've got nothing to do. So they're starting... Oh, we've got idle dupes. Idle dupes are the worst thing ever. We never, ever, ever want idle dupes. Okay, research is done. So, bigger batteries are excellent. Internal combustion is a very important one. It lets us actually start burning coal to produce power, which means our dupe that's normally running on a wheel with the other dupe beside them doing research, it means we free up the dupe on the wheel. So that's, again, going to be a very important one. So we want to get that as fast as possible, which will let us, like, have more free dupe time, which is probably our biggest holdback at the moment. We've also unlocked farm tiles. So these are going to be important. Because we need somewhere to start growing food. And... Terms. Yeah, in there is where we're going to do it. Priority 6. Dig that out. Priority 5. We're going to dig the tile above out. Sub priority 6. We're going to make sure these guys are set to priority 6. I'm going to deconstruct that tile. And food, farm tile, priority 6, all the way across. Okay. So, this is our first problem. We need an apprentice miner to get through some of this harder material. So, we need a jobs board. We can literally pop this anywhere. It really doesn't matter where it goes. Actually, I'll set it to priority 9 because we want to start using it straight away. So we can start training people up. 13 visits, 15 visits, 15 visits, 15 visits. Oh, fourth tube. Okay. Do we have somebody worth grabbing? That's always the first question. So we really need somebody who can either cook or can farm or... They're really the big ones. They're still early game. Or somebody who's creative. Now, we got a plus to farming, but they don't have an interest in farming. Again, we can just take them. They are biohazardous, so they're immune. If they get sick, they're harder to get better, or more likely to actually, their immunity to drop to 0 and then actually come down sick. We have a bottomless stomach, which means they eat 50% more food. Or is it? No, it's 25% more food per day. Very, very, very bad early game. The Twinkle Toast, they automatically get a +3 to athletics. It's 4 + 3, giving us 7 total. Art and research, you know, it's great they're into art. They could slowly get their decorative skills up, but again, yeah, a mouth breather with extra oxygen requirement. A small bladder, meaning they need to pee more. And simple tastes means food benefit 1. But these guys start at 0. So that's always going to be a higher food requirement. Either way, we're not going to go with this one. Ruby is a potential, but we need to see. We want cooking. They don't want to cook and they want to build. Priorities. 0 at cooking. 0 at cooking. 0 at cooking. Cooking 2. So Meep has a cooking of 2. His bio says he likes to build and supply, and currently we have him on building. So, not exactly the best choice. You know, not exactly a person that we would intentionally put into cooking. Or we could have a 0 strength at cooking and then upgrade them, but they do have a farming trait. Vitals. What's the quickest way? There's no good way of seeing farming. There we go. Farming 2, farming 0, farming 0, farming 0. Okay. So we're going to bring in Ruby. And I didn't have my list up. That's alright, I know who. WeRab, who is a supporter over at YouTube. Right? I'll actually link down in the comment section below if you wish to become a supporter, how you can do so through YouTube. It's about $5 a month, and it goes towards supporting the channel, helping grow the channel, letting me grab stuff like upgrades for the PC, the channel, along with paying for emotes. These are special emotes that you can use when I live stream on YouTube, or also in the comments section below. Actually, it's a double E. I know it's spelt wrong somewhere. But we're going to bring in WeRab, and we're going to put him on probably farming and cooking. So there's WeRab thrown through the portal. I'm going to give you a plus to that. And cooking, a plus to that. Because you actually enjoy cooking. Well, get you through there. Alright, we've unlocked the jobs board. So, Jebediah. It can go up to an apprentice architect. Bill Kerman is our researcher. So we need to get them into researching as fast as possible. When they complete this trait, they'll get an extra +2 to their learning ability. Plus, they'll be able to use a supercomputer. So they need to be in this position to use a supercomputer to unlock the more higher levels of research. Valentina can become... I don't know. We'll come back to Valentina. Meep. Alright, hang on. I'm going to look at Jeb again. Jeb is only an architect. WeRab is going to go across to a farmhand. They have +3 in farmhand, but the love heart means they have a like for it. So they don't have a like for it, but they're good at farming at least. So we're going to put them in farming. It means they'll take longer to master farming than they would to master being a sous chef, but we're gonna take what we can take. Now we do need an apprentice miner very, very, very desperately, and you have a +4. Valentina does. So we're gonna put them in the apprentice miner. This means they can trait very firm material mining. So we want to set that to priority 9. So hopefully everybody comes up here and gets their hats real quick. And we've got... WeRab's got a hat. Bill's got a hat. Valentina's got a hat, and we'll see as soon as Valentina puts her hat on, we'll see all these will unlock. Done. Like so. We do need to look at our priorities, and we now need to change. So Bill, we can actually turn Bill up higher to this spanner icon, which means if there is research, Bill will just do that. He'll ignore everything else. He will just do that. Valentina, who's currently a miner, again, same story, we'll put on the spanner, and they will do that over anything else. We Rab, same story, we want them to do farming, so they upgrade their farming skill faster. Meep, who's an apprentice architect, because he hasn't got the hat on yet, we can't get to that next level. And Jebediah... Okay, Meep and Jebediah. Surely one of you two. Apprentice architect, but you're not bad as a gopher. Apprentice architect, but you actually have a like for a gopher. So we're going to put Meep down as a gopher. He's got no abilities at it, is probably the best way of putting it. But he will get through the gopher mastery faster, right? Which give him +2 to strength and 400 carrying capacity. Same with Jebediah over at construction. He'll get a permanent +2 bonus to construction. It also means he will always expect a level 2 morale. So that's something else we're going to have to... No. Vitals. At the moment, everybody is at a 1 morale. Alright, you can see Bill, the research assistant, who went up to this tier, now has a vitals, now has a 4 requirement for morale. If weak goes to 5 of 4, they start getting stressed. So that's something we need to keep in mind. We can't push them too far. We've got to make sure that they have all these prerequisites done. Okay, so we've got our first little bits of food. We can actually start planting seeds. Create 6 settings in there. Alright, one room I forgot is we need a recreational room. So we need a recreational building, no industrial equipment, minimum size 12 tiles, maximum size 64 tiles. So we actually need to get that done fairly quick. I forgot all about it. 12 tiles. 4, 8. 12 tiles. Done. Furniture. We want a water cooler in there. 27. Right there. That became our recreational building. Yeah, they got to build it first, but, you know. Priority 7. Hold on. We want that done. Okay. Our very first plants, we've gone with mealwood. So it works in oxygen, polluted oxygen, or carbon dioxide. It grows in just about any of the current gases we're dealing with. It needs a farm plot. It uses 10k dirt per cycle. So we need to now keep an eye on our dirt numbers and make sure that we don't use too much of it. And it's happy anywhere from 10 degrees to 30 degrees, where like it is at the far end of the base. Okay, so once we get out here, it probably won't grow. So that's something we're going to have to keep in mind. In fact, I'm going to cancel all of that. Yeah, we're right on the borderline down here. Our farm might fail. But we'll get the farm up and running first. We'll work out the finer points second. Okay, so once this is done, that hatch is going to eat everything in that room. We've got several hatches eating everything. We're going to need a hatchery sooner or later. Research. We're still powering our way through bigger batteries and then internal combustion. Power wire. Probably 6. And it's now time to officially put some ground underneath these items. Power, again, priority 6. Bring that up to there. And along to there. Alright. Plants. Copy settings. Into there. We're getting there. Getting there ever so slowly. And actually... Priority 8. We'll put some water in there. Nope. Nope. Outside of recreational area? Missing a decor item. Oh, okay. Have we unlocked decor? We haven't unlocked decor. We've unlocked rocketry according to this, but we haven't unlocked any decor items. Yeah, interior decor, a Syrian light lamp, and a flower pot. So we need to finish this one, and then come down and get a decor item to get that room bonus. So we'll set that back to priority 1 then. And I guess in that case, this is probably as good a spot as any to end the episode. We're building ground underneath these batteries. We're putting wire. Power overlay. We're putting wire in the ground rather than above the ground. Reason we do that is it messes with the decor. So you can see minus 13.5 for 3 bits of wire. When I move the wire underneath, it's one less wire that we've got to deal with, so it will slightly increase the decor. We also have lots of negative decor from debris on the ground, so again, we'll have to fix that in the next episode. But they are all problems for the next episode. Yep. We're going to get the farm running. We'll get other things running. And we'll leave the problems for the next episode. So, thank you guys for watching. Do hope you're enjoying. I will see you in the next episode, where hopefully we further continue the base. And work out why these guys are... Oh, they require empty. Oh. Yeah, that's not fixed yet. So, that's going to be a problem again for the next episode. Thank you guys for watching. Do hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next one. Alright, bye.